Hello, don't know if you can hear me. Hi guys. I'm not sure how many people are going to be actually joining this session. At the moment, there's just three of us.
I can hear you loud and clear, Jennifer.
Great, thank you. Like it might just literally be the three of us. I have no idea how many people are going to join. So you've got me to yourselves. If you want to pick my brains, work away. The good thing is if there's another, oh, hi, Icky. I know you've got your video turned off and that's absolutely fine. But as there's only three of us, if you want to say anything or ask me anything, don't be shy. I'm here for the next half an hour. So, okay, somebody else is coming. Okay, we've got another person. Okay. Sorry about this, guys. Right, now there's going to be four of us. Oh, a few more, they're all kind of coming in now. Sorry, guys. Okay, I think there's five of us now, which is nice. So hi to everyone joining. I know you're just connecting. This is really going to be an informal session. There's only a few of us. If you're feeling brave, show your face on the camera. This is your time to ask me questions. Any questions you have. If you want, you can just raise your hands. I'm here till 2 o'clock. So make the most of it and pick my brains. If you're shy, you can stick questions in the chat box. Icky, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. Icky said she's heavily pregnant and she's on her bed. So that's cool. I completely understand. Relax there. That's absolutely fine. So if anybody wants to ask me any questions, do you want to go for it? Jonathan, Icky, Shandy, I'm all yours. Everyone's shy.
Hi, Jennifer. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you okay.
Oh, I thought I'll ask something. I did a sort of LinkedIn course. It was just a freebie thing from Facebook a few weeks ago, and they said to I don't know what the technical term is, when you just bombard a lot of people with invitations to connect.
Yeah.
If I struggle with it a bit because personally, you know, that personal contact is quite important for me and with what I do. But what do you think? I mean, they basically said, you know, look for people. So say, for example, I have a skin clinic, so I have a lot of clients that are perhaps, I don't know, solicitors. You know, they can afford some of our more expensive aesthetics treatments. So, you know, they were kind of suggested, well, look for solicitors in Brighton and just send loads of invites. But I don't know, what do you think about that?
I think they're definitely right about being targeted. If that's your target audience, definitely do a search and, you know, put in the titles of people you want and the right location and then reach out to them. The part I don't really agree with, and if I'm honest, there's no right or wrong because everybody networks differently. Everybody will use LinkedIn differently and different trainers will tell you different things. I always send a personalized message. And I've got to the stage in my network, if people don't send me one, there's no guarantee I'm going to accept them, because you want to make people feel special when you're reaching out to them. Even if it's a sentence or two, just give them an idea as to why you want to connect with them, whether it's, could even be just a post you saw that was interesting or a blog. And I think if you do that, if you just give people some kind of reason, they will connect with you and accept you really quick. Otherwise, you just go in the queue with all the other people who haven't personalized. Like out of every 100 I get, there's like less than 5 will bother to do a few sentences. Just bear with me a second, just letting somebody else in. So it's a personal choice, whereas I know other trainers will say, you know, ping them all out to absolutely everyone. But that's not my style. So I think, Icky, whatever feels right for you, you know, For some people it's about quantity. For me, it's personally about quality. Even though I've got a large network, I've probably met a third of my network in real life, and the other 2/3 I actually like to chat with them and connect with them and make sure that there is some kind of synergy. So if, you know, I would definitely be reaching out to those people in Brighton, but I'd be explaining, you know, even just a sentence or two as to who you are, you run a clinic, and why do you want to connect with them. And if you're stuck as to why, just look at their profiles, look at their summary, read what they've put in there. You can reference something there, or look at their recent activity, look at their posts, see what they're posting about or commenting about, and then you can reference that. And it doesn't have to be a big long message. It can just be, you know, 2 sentences of an intro, and I guarantee people are more likely to accept it and be more interested in you rather than the generic no message, or the other one, which is just, I'd like to connect with you, which is all, it's still a bit like, okay, that's nice, but why? So that's just my opinion. Other trainers will say just bombard and you don't have to do messages, but I personally like to send messages, and I just think you stand out when you send a message. You're actually visible by being social, and it's called social media, so we need to be social.
Brilliant, thank you.
No, thank you for asking the first question. So thanks to the other people who've just joined. As you can see, there's only a handful of us here. It's very informal. Don't be shy. Anyone wants to unmute themselves, ask me a question. I'm all yours till 2 o'clock, so pick my brains. Come on, guys, don't be shy.
There's a question in the chat for you.
Oh, sorry. I think I was letting somebody in and I clicked off it, sorry. Okay, my company are encouraging us to LinkedIn. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So first of all, follow your business's company page, and I'm sure your business will want you to like and engage with any posts they put out with on that page. And you can also share the link onto your personal profile and make a comment about whatever's going on. So I'm sure the best thing to do really is, if your business are encouraging you, is to get in touch with the marketing team at your business. And if you want to create anything, you could run ideas by them, see what they think. If not, it's all about curation. Your marketing team will have loads of goodies and, you know, videos, blogs, testimonials, stories that you can share. Otherwise, at the very basic, it's all going to be on your LinkedIn's, your business company page. So always be mindful of the page, see what they're posting. And if there's anything that you think you can add a comment to or share, then share it on your personal profile. And don't just share the link, give a sentence or two as to why people should look at it and why it's interesting for you. Because I think a lot of people just share stuff, but they don't tell you why. And we're all quite time poor and a bit lazy online. So if somebody doesn't tell me why I should click on a link, I'm not going to read it. So always give your 2 pence worth, whether it's just a sentence, and that sentence can make you stand out as a thought leader for just expressing your opinion on other content, which is the great thing. You don't always have to be a content creator on LinkedIn to stand out as a thought leader. So yeah, definitely look at your company's page and how do you balance your own personal motive goals with that of the company you work for. I think obviously your personal motives and goals, when I was an employee, it was all about using Messenger really. So on the front of it, your profile will have to be geared obviously as a professional, but also selling your company and their values and what you do there. But in Messenger, it's completely behind the scenes. So they're private messages. So you can reach out to other people that you find interesting who, you know, may help you to achieve your goals outside the company, and do that all through Messenger. So that's completely in the back end. And when you're on Messenger, you can send 3 types of messages. You can send a written message, an audio voice note, or a video message. And most people don't know you can send audio or video messages, and they are super powerful ways of building relationships with people in the back end and moving conversations along quicker. So I would just say tap into Messenger a lot, because you can do that behind the scene. Your company won't see any of that. So, you know, you don't need to kind of get mixed up on your posts. But you can also, if you want to link your company to you in your personal posts, I would probably link back to the values of the company and what are your personal values and what do you both stand for, and try and link them in. So sorry, just letting somebody else in. Okay, sorry. Anybody else got any other questions? My pleasure, Sandy. So anything to do with yourself or company page, like it can be anything. If you want to pick my brains on profile, company page, groups, events, messenger, home feed.
Can I ask you about company pages, please?
Yeah,
Sorry,
sure.
I'm late. I was watching you by about 10 minutes behind everyone else, I think, so sorry about that.
Don't worry.
And on the company page, if you post a post on the company page, is it better to then refer to it in on your personal page back to the company page, or I don't know really. I'm a bit unclear about the connection between the two.
Yeah, the way it works at the moment with like marketing and especially LinkedIn's algorithm, even if you're a business owner, so you've got your company page, you've got your personal profile as well, and LinkedIn will always favor the person. And it's just the way marketing is now. People always favor the person over the company page. So you will always get more views and reach if you post personally. So when I post on my company, I think of my company page really as an online magazine or an online newspaper. So a lot of the time I post the same thing really on my profile and my company page, because as a person, when I post it, I will get engagement there, but it will go off the feed in about 1 to 2 days, unless it goes viral. But as a company page, it's stuck there. So anytime you go to my company page, you can see all the stuff in one scroll. I always get more engagement as a person. So don't worry if you're posting as a company page and you're not getting much likes or engagement. I think people just associate company pages with being sold to and, you know, advertising, whereas a person they relate to, it's, you know, it's a human being, and people buy people now more than they do a brand. So yeah, you can definitely do that. If you post on your page, maybe wait a day or two and then share it on your personal profile. And I think it's a lot to do with trial and error and timing. I see a lot of people posting at strange times, and I still think LinkedIn is primarily Monday to Friday. I know people post on the weekends, but I think, you know, I've seen some great posts on a Friday evening, like 9 o'clock, somebody saying they've got in the Guardian or their product has got this acclaim, and I just think, why didn't you wait till Monday morning? Because your audience is not really online. So if you are sharing something from your company page, another thing the algorithm has done at the moment, and I don't know why, when you actually click to share, it will not reach as many people as it used to. So what I would say, if you're sharing any kind of link, sorry, I just need to let somebody in. If you're sharing any kind of link, go into the top right-hand corner of that post and you'll see 3 little dots right in the top far right, and when you click on that you'll get a drop down and you'll be able to copy the link to the post. So I'd say copy it that way and then start off in a new post. It's really frustrating because on the home feed I do see great things, and underneath it says, you know, like, comment, share or send. So it's really frustrating that if you click on the share, it's hardly going to reach anyone. But if you actually copy the link and start a new post, it will get more eyeballs. I don't know why they've changed the algorithm, but they have.
So if you post on, sorry again, so if you post on the company page, you'd go to the little top right hand and you copy the post from your company page and then go to your personal page and link it that way, and maybe
start like a new post, put the link in there, and it will actually appear. It will look like you've shared it. It will look the exact same way as if you'd actually clicked on share, and then just always put some kind of comment on the top as to why they need to read this post from your company page, and make it interesting, you know. Just say, oh, I'll check this post out because of XYZ. Sometimes I do my headlines in caps just to draw attention in, and just think, just ask yourself, so what? Why am I sharing this? You know, so kind of get to the point. Some people, they might, you know, they kind of go on a bit in the first paragraph and then they only get to the point in the second, whereas people are only looking at the top line. So just think, what is the top line? Why do you want people to read this post? But yeah, definitely you can do a mix. I think if you were always sharing from your company pages, people would be a bit like, oh, right, here she is again. So I would just do it, you know, maybe
a mix, get a mix.
Yeah, a mix. Otherwise they just be like, all right, here's another post.
Yeah, thank you.
No, pleasure. Thank you for asking the question. I'm just looking at Iki's question in the chat box. So she says, is the accomplishment section the same as featured? No, it's not. Featured is the area underneath your summary, which is now called about, and you can feature different items. So you can feature external links such as a blog or a video, or you can even feature a post that you've done on your company page or on your personal page. So that's all showcased underneath your summary. Whereas the accomplishment section is a completely, it's do you know what, there's only a few of you. If you want, I'm going to bring up LinkedIn on the screen, and hopefully I'll get it to work, and I'll show you about the accomplishment section. So bear with me a second, guys. I'm just bringing up LinkedIn now. So hopefully, can you give me a thumbs up if you can see LinkedIn on the screen? Can you see my profile? Okay, cool. So the accomplishment section. So if you're on your personal profile, go to the very top, look at this box here, add profile section, click on the drop down. Scroll down and you can see it's all the different elements of your profile. And when you scroll all the way down here to accomplishments, it's going to open up 9 different options that you can tag onto your profile. So I really like the accomplishment section. I think of it as the toot your horn section. I really think it's a nice extra way for you to stand out. And there's all these various things you can add. So you can add in a publication. So maybe you've done a guest blog or a white paper, or you've featured in the paper, newspaper or magazine. So you can stick in the link here, and you can also write a bit of blurb about the publication. If you've created a patent, you can put it in here. Don't worry, most people I work with have not created a patent, so that's fine. You can also add in courses. So any relevant courses as to what you do in your job or your business. It's all about branding and positioning. This course could be an hour long, but maybe the title is spot on as to what you do. So if you've got any courses that make you look the part, stick them in there. Projects is a really nice section that you can add. It's really good actually if you are a professional going for a new job or a business owner trying to get a new client. You can showcase various projects you worked on. Once you add this section to your profile, you can also stick in an external link. And you can tag in connections on LinkedIn who worked with you on the profile. I'll show you all this on my profile in a second. So that's a really nice way to sell yourself and put more keywords into your profile. Then you can also add in the honors and awards section. So awards are pretty straightforward, but you can think outside the box. You don't have to have won an award. You can have been nominated for an award. Could have nominated yourself, who knows? You'll be shortlisted for an award, be a finalist. You could have won an award, you could be part of an award-winning team or an award-winning company. So there's ways that you can make it work for you. Honors, who's to say what's an honor and what's not an honor? I know I sound very flaky here, but you know, it's all about how you position yourself. So for example, the first honor I put on my profile, I was part of a voluntary committee for a PA organisation in the UK. I was their public relations officer, and I was voted by the members onto the board. So I put that down as an honour. So somebody else might say that's not an honour, but I was like, it's an honour to me. So get creative, put the thinking caps on, because I think a lot of people can add this section to their profile. Test scores, usually this is professionals, you know, maybe they're trying to get a new job. They're doing Microsoft testing with agencies, you know, they got 90% in Word or 80% with Excel. It's useful. Or you might be in an industry where test scores are relevant. You can spotlight them there. It's really good for graduates as well and students. Languages, you can add in any languages that you use professionally. And organizations, you can put in any like networking association you belong to, any membership or accredited association related to what you do. So you can see you can add in quite a lot here. So I'm going to scroll down and just show it to you on my profile just so you can see. So it's quite far down the end. Sorry, I should really show you actually, because you had asked about featured. So you can see that's the featured there. So it's right under your about section, and you can only really see 2 items on the desktop. You can only see really 1 on the mobile app. So it's kind of like two and a half. So I've actually featured 1 that was actually from my home feed. I think that was from my company page. Then I've also featured a webinar I've done, and that's another webinar. And then I have a few videos, but you can attach like PDFs, slide shares, PowerPoints. I would always recommend a video of you speaking if you can. So that's the featured, and then the accomplishments. Sorry, got a very big profile. It just goes to show it's all about the content. It's all about having keywords and content. So many people skimp on their profiles. Oh, bear me a sec. I'm just going to have to quickly put someone in as well. So here's the accomplishment section. So don't worry, I've got loads in there. You do not have to put as much in, but you can see it's a whole other area. You can really stand out, and you never know how someone's going to relate to you. It could be organization. They could say, right, I'm also a member of Exeter Chamber of Commerce, or, you know, South East London Business Network. You never know how someone's going to relate to you. I also think volunteering is a really nice thing to add to your profile, because I've had people reach out to me because of my volunteer work and not because of what I do. So I'm just going to quickly stop the share and go back into the questions. Sorry, let's see. Okay, so I've got one here. Thanks, Jonathan. Love the featured. Yeah, featured is good. It's a great way to showcase what you do. So hi, if I publish a blog post on my website, am I best to paste onto LinkedIn as a standalone or link to my website? Well, the great thing is you can copy and paste it pretty much the exact same. They're both ranked really high. And what I would do is at the very bottom of the blog on LinkedIn is write a bio and just say blah blah blah, this is me, that's what we do, blah blah blah, and at the very end say this blog first appeared on XYZ and link to your site. So that's what I would do. But the great thing is you could literally copy and paste the exact same content. If you want, you can create another graphic, but the good thing is Google ranks LinkedIn really highly, and it's actually fine if it's duplicate content. But I think as long as you put in that bio at the end that it first appeared on your website and link to that, it's absolutely fine. Both platform. Yeah, it's okay to have it in both places. Absolutely, absolutely. And the good thing about the blog on LinkedIn is it's linked to your profile. It just establishes you as a thought leader. Just be mindful of the time that you're posting it again. You know, try and keep it like Monday to Friday. I think mornings are quite good on LinkedIn. Friday for me, everybody's in the weekend zone. I never get much traction on a Friday at all. The best days for me are really Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but it's all about figuring out when your audience are online. And don't worry if you don't get much engagement. People are gone very lazy online. We just like quick things, quick little polls or posts. Everybody used to be mad into articles about 2 years ago. Now it's like, oh, do I have to read this? So don't worry, but it still positions you as a thought leader. And the great thing, I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but the great thing about a blog is if you write a blog, you can then repurpose it and dissect it. So you can copy paragraphs out of the blog and release them over a series of days on LinkedIn. And, you know, so you could take like an impactful paragraph from that blog, do it as a short post, and at the very end and say, look, I've written more on this subject. If you'd like to click on my blog or check out my blog, it's here, or it's in the first comment. So you can repurpose that and get more traction. And another thing I would suggest with a blog is you can go to somewhere like Canva and design a branded PDF of that blog and just make it look visually appealing over maybe 10 slides, because people like that kind of content at the moment, and they will actually scroll through the PDF. And you can create a template that you can use all the time for all of your updates or your blogs. So the first page would just be the title and would have your logo and your brand colors. For example, it could be 3 top tips to XYZ. So the first page is just the title and your branding and your logo. Then the second is tip 1. The next is tip 2. The next is tip 3. And then the very end, if you need more help, contact me at XYZ. And it's a very good way to get your brand out there. And you can actually download those PDFs as well. So if you had a really good blog or really good tips, somebody might download them onto their desktop. And yeah, I would actually do, if your blog is quite short, I would make it visually appealing as a branded PDF as well. And if you've got a company page, I'd post it there. I'd also post it on your profile. I'd also post it in groups. I post it everywhere. And then, like I said, take snippets out of it, because I think a lot of the time we create a blog and we go, there we go, that's done, on to the next. And it's like, no, you can actually repurpose that blog, and there could be really good sentences or paragraphs that you can design graphics around. So yeah, you can definitely publish them in both places. So sorry, I went off on a bit of a tangent there. So we've got 5 minutes left. Does anybody else want to ask me a question? Come on, guys. Don't leave me hanging. I'll keep checking the chat and see.
What's your opinion of LinkedIn groups, Jennifer, and their general sort of general use?
I think they, compared to Facebook groups, they're largely inactive and they're quite spammy. They used to be good years ago. The last few years, they're not very popular. A lot of people say they're dead. I still don't think they're dead. The way I use them is I look at the people in the groups. I don't look at the home feed. So I'd say a third of my network I've connected with through groups, and usually it's groups of shared organizations like a local chamber or an FSB. I literally join the LinkedIn group, scroll through the members, see who looks interesting and reach out to them, because it's a nice touch point to say, hey, we both belong to XYZ, I'd love to connect. So I never really look at the home feed unless it's an engaged group. There are a few good ones, they're very few and far between, but I don't discount them. And I actually like that people think LinkedIn groups are, excuse my language, shit, because I just think, well, I'm going to tap into them.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. So you're sort of like using it as a member directory almost, and then making.
Yeah, because I just think
yeah, I like that.
Those people have joined the group for a reason. They want to be part of something. They want to connect. So when I reach out to anyone in that kind of group, they always connect with me. And at least you've got a starter point. You both belong to XYZ. So some groups have got good home feeds. I'm happy to recommend some to you after, or, you know, to be nosy, like I'll just bring up my profile again and just show you. If you ever want to find out some good groups, or just say you're interested in someone, if you just scroll down to the very bottom of their profile. So sorry, big long profile. We'll get there eventually. There's my accomplishment feature again. So it's all the way down to the interest. If you click on see all, and you can do this on anyone, you know, anyone you think's interested in your industry, or clients you have, or suppliers. If you just think, where do they hang out? Go down to the very end and then click on their groups, and you can have a good look through and see all the groups they're in. So have a good nosy of mine. There could be a few of mine that look interesting to you. I'm in a real mix of like local groups, groups with peers, groups, you know, from memberships. I'm in Irish groups, I'm in American groups, English groups, groups for business owners, random groups. You can see even landlord information. Just, you know, sometimes there's good groups to do with your hobbies as well. So you can meet some great people in groups. So I'm just going to, right, okay, I'll just bring up a group quickly and just show you what I do anyway. So just say I'm going into this, the Irish International Business Network. I literally, there's no, actually look, there's nothing in this feed at the moment, absolutely nothing. But I would just go over to the members, click see all, and then just start to have a scroll and see who looks interesting. And the good thing is you can send 15 free messages a month in groups, even if you're not connected. So if I wanted to just send a message, say there to Lisa, and we're not connected, I can quickly message her. If I'm honest, the way I would use that feature is if I try to connect with someone and they don't connect with me straight away, I will find out if we're in a shared group and I will go into that shared group, or if we're not in a shared group, I will join a group that they're in, and then I'll go in that way and say we both belong to XYZ. Usually if I meet someone in a group and I find them interesting, I will straight away send them a connection request. I won't message them. I don't have time for the kind of the warm up. I just go straight to the point. But it is handy if someone's ignored you or you can't get through. I know a lot of people go on about premium and the 15 in-mail. You know, in-mail are no guarantees to success. Just because you've got email and you lob one into someone's inbox, they're not necessarily going to respond or read it even. So this is my kind of alternative, the 15 group messages for free on the free version. And at least you've got some kind of common bond then that you've actually belonged to the same group. So sorry, I've gone off on another tangent there, but we're nearly at 2 o'clock there, guys. Any last questions? I'm just going to quickly check the chat. Okay, cool. Don't worry. Emma's off to overhaul her profile. That's great. Right. Thanks, guys. I know this is short and sweet. I appreciate you dialing in. I didn't have a clue if anyone was going to jump in. So thank you, Jonathan, Iki, Shandy, Finola, and everybody that was on. So I love you and leave you. And I have a LinkedIn group as well that I shared in the presentation. If you don't know where to find it, just message me after. You can ask me questions in that group anytime, just ping up. Like like Jonathan was saying, what do I think of groups? People are shy in groups, you know, they really are. So I think once somebody gets the conversation going, you usually find a few other people pip up. And the best way to get action really is to ask questions. Ask for help or ask questions. When you go in, go, oh, check out my blog, check out my this, people are like, oh, boring. But when you ask a genuine question, you'll start to get engagement. Or look at other people's questions and start to help them, and then people perceive you as a helpful person. They'll chat with you, they'll connect with you. So yeah, asking questions and then just commenting on other people's posts. That's the way I would stand out. I do share blogs and I do share events, mainly in my own group, but in other groups I know they're going to fall on deaf ears, but still I still do it, because I just think, well, if I'm the only one shouting in the group, at least you still see me. It's still good to get the brand out there, even if nobody's engaging. I still get people say, oh, I see you, XYZ. And I know there are a lot of lurkers, even if they don't like or engage, I know they're still taking it in. So yeah, I still tap into groups. I don't spend a lot of time in them, but I definitely do like the fact that other people underestimate them. And I think, well, okay, you're never going to be in there, but I am. So that's my approach, Jonathan. So thanks, guys. I'm just going to wrap up here, but thank you for joining, and I will see you all on LinkedIn. Thank you. Bye.